Hey there! A domain name is the website address where your online store resides, and it is what you use when setting up your business email as well. It looks something like this, where the first part contains the name and the second part contains the ending. Both these parts put together form your domain name. This is as important as your business name because it acts as the sole identity for your business online. The domain name you choose directly impacts how your customers remember your business and how easily they can find it online. A right domain name also helps in building credibility with your customers and in building organic authority for your business. But there are so many businesses that use non-standard domain names, and it actually may harm your business more than you think. Here are our top tips for choosing the right domain name. When you're buying a domain name through Dukaan, the first step is to check if domains are existing with just your brand name. The next step is to check for the right ending. Ideally, we suggest you go with the .com ending as it is perfect for any kind of business. Alternatively, if your business focus is mostly in India, you can choose the ending .in as well. There are so many other cheaper alternatives available like .xyz, .ninja, .media, etc. But unless you can incorporate this in your brand name organically, stay away from these endings as they usually come across as spam. If your brand name is not available with any of these endings, you could try adding a suffix or prefix to your brand name and check if the preferred endings are available with that. A prefix is what gets attached before your brand name. For example, if your brand name is Sandra, you could try Get Sandra, Visit Sandra, Shop Sandra, etc. Similarly, a suffix is what gets attached after your brand name. For example, Sandra Store, Sandra Shop, Sandra Sells, etc. Notice how some of these words can be used both as a prefix or a suffix and can still make sense for your customers. Ideally, you should be able to find a perfect domain name ending by using only one of either prefix or suffix. In the case you are not finding the right domain even then, you could try mixing both prefix and suffix in the domain name. But when you're doing that, always ensure that your domain name doesn't get abnormally long or too difficult to pronounce. Like this. Nobody would be able to remember this perfectly, and even a small spelling mistake could take your customers to a different location. The shorter and sweeter the domain name is, the easier it will be for your customers to remember and access your store. To recap, here's a quick do's and don'ts to follow. Use preferred domain endings like .com, .in. Use shorter names, preferably just the brand. Prefix or suffix is a good way to expand your available options in the domain search. Don't use confusing endings like .xyz, .ninja unless it makes sense for your brand. Don't use complicated or longer words in the names. Don't use prefix and suffix both at the same time unless absolutely necessary. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this slide for your future reference. Using the right domain name is the best way to build your brand online. Stand out of the crowd with catchy domains that make your customers easily remember your store and visit again and again.